If you live in Northern Virginia or Southern Maryland and you've got a dog, kids, or you travel a lot, pest control usually feels like something you deal with when something shows up. You see ants in the kitchen, a spider where it shouldn't be, something that makes you say, okay, we need to handle this. And I get that, that's normal. But here's what most homeowners never get told. Pest control isn't really about bugs. It's about protecting your home in a way that's actually safe for the people and pets who live there. And the way a company thinks about that tells you everything. In a minute, I'm going to show you the one idea that explains why some homes keep getting the same problem over and over, even after treatments. But first, let me say this clearly. If you've been frustrated, you're not crazy. You're not a bad homeowner. You're just dealing with a problem that most companies explain the wrong way. Most of us were taught to think about pest control in a simple loop. See a problem, treat the problem, and hope it goes away. If it comes back, treat again. That cycle isn't bad luck, it's usually incomplete thinking, because reacting deals with what you can see. But most pest problems start before you ever see the pest. They start with conditions. And conditions is not a fancy word. It simply means, what does a pest need to survive right here? Most pests are looking for 4 simple things: moisture, an entry point, a safe hiding spot, and a path, a way they can move from outside to inside. And if those don't change, the pest problem usually doesn't change either. Pest problems are condition problems, not treatment problems. Here's something homeowners deserve to understand. In a lot of traditional pest control, the goal is simple. Handle the problem quickly, reduce callbacks, move on, and the fastest way to do that in many cases is to use stronger products in more places, more often. And I'm not saying anyone's being reckless, I'm saying the business model rewards speed and coverage. That often works short term, but it can come with costs, especially in homes with pets, because broad, frequent treatments can create more exposure than homeowners realize. And if nobody explains exposure, you wouldn't know what to ask. That's how you end up with things like whole yard treatments, even when the problem's just on an edge, regular interior baseboard work, 4 to 6 exterior visits plus inside. It looks thorough, but thorough isn't always thoughtful. Here's another way to understand it. Pest control products fall on a spectrum. On one end, you've got very aggressive products. They're designed to knock down a problem fast, especially when used broadly. On the other end, you have products that are more restrained, not weak, just designed differently. They're meant to work when placed precisely, not when spread everywhere. And here's the key idea. The more precise you are, the less product you usually need. But precision takes more thinking. It takes inspection, it takes experience, it takes understanding how the home works as a complete system. And that's where Planet Friendly Pest Control is different. At Planet Friendly Pest Control, we are outside focused because most pest problems start outside the home. When you solve the outside conditions, the inside gets quieter. Every service starts with a real inspection, and I don't mean a quick walk and guess. I mean we're looking for the reasons the pest showed up. Where is the moisture? Where are the entry points? Where's the habitat outside? What path is letting them move from the outside to the inside? And we document what we find. Our clients receive written inspection reports so they can see what we saw, why it matters, and what we're doing about it. Because education is part of safety. If you don't understand what's happening, it's hard to feel confident about any solution. We also use equipment that allows precise placement in cracks, in crevices, edges and transition areas. And if you've never heard of a transition zone, that's just simply where surfaces meet, where mulch meets the foundation, where the lawn meets woods, where pests naturally travel. And we intentionally use the least amount of product necessary to solve a problem. For many of our clients, that looks like about 3 exterior treatments per year. No routine interior treatments, and we don't get there by doing more, we get there by solving the conditions. Most homeowners don't want a sterile home, they want a healthy one. We're not trying to eliminate nature, we're managing boundaries. Pests don't belong inside, and your family, including your pets, shouldn't have unnecessary exposure in the home. And this part is personal for us. My wife Lisa is a veterinarian, and she's been practicing for over 30 years. So we naturally think about homes the way medical professionals do, not because pest control is medicine, but because exposure in a home matters.
From a veterinary perspective, this approach makes sense. When people ask if something is pet safe, what they usually mean is, can my dog or cat live normally in this home without repeated contact with treatments? And what matters most isn't the product name, it's exposure. Pets live at floor level. They groom themselves, they lick their paws, they rest where families rest. So reducing frequency, improving placement, and avoiding unnecessary interior treatments reduces exposure, and that supports a healthier home environment.
Here in Northern Virginia and Southern Maryland, pest problems follow patterns. Climate, construction styles, landscaping, pets, travel schedules. Professionals look for patterns because patterns tell you what to fix. And I'll say this plainly, this approach isn't for everyone. But if you want your home protected thoughtfully, safely, and with the least amount of product necessary, that's exactly what we do. If you want a clearer understanding of what's really going on around your home, we offer an initial site assessment. No pressure, just clarity. And even if you don't hire us, you'll understand the conditions driving the problem and what to change. Thanks for being here, and if you're local in Northern Virginia and Southern Maryland, we're happy to help. I'm Gene, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.